Welcome potters, welcome wannabe potters, and welcome fellow kiln opening addicts. I have my last kiln opening for you guys before my, I do a one major Christmas sale, then everything else will be online. So yeah, it's coming up in a few days. So I just unloaded the last kiln and I thought I'd show you guys what came out. So this was on a slow cool schedule. Most of it is on Tucker's, either speckled smooth stoneware or their mid smooth stoneware, so kind of a white stoneware. Yeah, so I'm just going to dive right in, I think. I'm going to start with a refire. So this is a noodle bowl that I made, and I had two of them. I think I showed, if anyone who watched the last opening would have seen these, and there was crawling inside the lip. So it's Norse blue, alabaster, raspberry mist, so dip in alabaster, 2 coats of raspberry mist, and then flux, both inside and out. But there was some crawling inside the lip, so I just applied some more glaze and refired. So the pink became much more subtle, but it's still very pretty. So those turned out perfect. The refire worked, so that's good because they don't always work, right? So those were good. Oh yeah, this one. I want to ask the collect. Oh, and thank you to everyone who weighed in on the standing wheel. I actually ordered the legs, and they're here. So my son is going to put those together for me tomorrow. So I'll have a standing wheel. I'm going to try that and see if that helps the old hip issues. So here we go. So this is, first I did 2 coats of sandstone, Mako sandstone, and then 2 coats of soft aqua, Spectrum Soft Aqua. So this one turned out beautifully, didn't run, all good. That Spectrum sometimes, even when you're careful, I might have done 3 coats. I probably did 3 coats. Anyway, this has not happened to me since I've got my advancer shelves, and they're not in bad shape. So it's not like there's a ton of glaze on them or anything like that. I mean, they do get a little bit of a raised area, or you'll get boogies on your pots. I don't kiln wash them, and I don't plan to kiln wash them. I know I should, but I'm not. I bought advancer kiln shelves, so I didn't have to do that stuff. And my son cleans them for me every 2 months or so. But look at the plucking I got on that. Plucking. But I'm wondering, I unloaded the kiln when it was really quite hot for me anyway. And I'm wondering if things are more inclined on the advancer shelves to pluck if you pull it off when it's hot. Anybody have any thoughts on that? Like maybe as it cools, it would shrink and you wouldn't have the same issues? Don't know. Anyway, the clay is still quite thick right here, thank God, because it's at the base. So I'm just going to grind it back. I am not going to refire because it's just going to run right off the pot. So I think I'll just, I'm going to just smooth that out, and I'm going to sell it as a second. Okay, this one, this bowl I dipped to about here in Pottery Supply House Purple Haze. And then inside and on the lip, I did 2 coats of Norse Blue, Mako Norse Blue. And then I did a coat of blue hydrangea over wherever the Norse Blue was. And then I did a little lip inside and outside of 2 coats of Louisiana Bayou, just thin though, not all the way, just like on the rim itself. And then I put some light flux, Mako light flux. It turned out pretty. Purple and blue. And a couple of little bowls, and these are just my Studio Blue with a couple of coats, not all the way to the bottom, but just like on the sides, and letting it run, of Archie's base. So that's those. I won't show you all of these, but I'll show you 2 of them. So I did 6 of these oversized pasta bowls, I call them. They're also great for serving bowls, also great for noodle bowls, really, whatever. You guys have seen this from me before. It is Temuku Gold dipped, Laguna Power Turquoise dipped, light flux where they meet, and then where this blue is, this is seaweed, 2 coats of seaweed. So I did 6. This one ran a few of them ran. but they turned out pretty, and that's an easy cleanup. Easy peasy. Okay, what else to show you guys? These, this is 3 and 4 that I've pulled out of the kiln. I showed you the other 2 last week. So these were somewhat inspired by Tiffany from Hubble Creek Pottery. Sorry, Tiffany. And she did these little Nomi like bottle stoppers. So I do them just as little decorations. So a little bigger than a bottle stopper, but definitely used some of her techniques. So thank you, Tiffany, for that. This one's just in pink and turquoise. And I think this is the Spectrum Floating Turquoise. And this is, I can't remember. It's either Raspberry Mist or Coyote Fairy Rose. I want to say it's Fairy Rose, but it almost looks more like Raspberry Mist, but one or the other. Pink and turquoise. And then this little guy, and these are just underglazes. So this little guy, this is Eggplant, and then this is Louisiana Bayou, and it's just breaking on the texture that I had left in the clay. And then this, it was a yellow, but it almost got a little goldeny just because of the underglaze when I wiped it back, or the glaze when I wiped it back. And I used marigold on those, Amical Marigold. So that's that. I refired this. So this is an oil pourer, and it was the Mako Black on Gobe. Now, I am not loving how rough this is, but I put this on a white grogged clay. So I think next time I use it, I'll make sure that I use a smoother stoneware. I tend to use that white grog more for platters and hand building pieces, or if I'm throwing something really big. Not that I throw big that often, but when I do. But I had used it because I had some left over for this, and the On Gobe is just a little bit, but it's still fine. I mean, it will sell, no problem. So this is the On Gobe all the way. I showed you this last time, but it was refire because I brought it down further. And then it's light flux, 2 coats of light flux, and then 2 coats of sandstone. Runny, so be careful. It didn't run enough my first time because I just had brought it to about here thinking it would, but it didn't. So then I brought it down to about here. It just got legs, but it cleaned up really nice. So this, I unloaded the kiln yesterday, so you guys are seeing after. You know, the crazies just before a sale. So this is Blue Grotto, and this is Mako Sandstone on the bottom, 2 coats, Norse Blue, and this was somewhat inspired by Perrin Pottery, Sarah from Perrin Pottery. I just changed the color at the top. So if you like looks like this, you don't have to go buy the exact glazes. Just think, okay, well, what do I have that's a mid blue? What do I have that's a dark blue or greeny blue or turquoise? Whatever, you know, whatever you like. And then sandstone. This has turned into probably one of my most popular glaze combos. We live on the ocean, so that makes a difference. So sandstone, 2 coats of Norse Blue, a coat of Celadon Bloom, and then blobs of flux and snow, and then 3 coats of Louisiana Bayou on the top with a slight overlap. And that turned out nice. So I did a couple of those. This was, I'm telling you all my inspirations today. This one was somewhat inspired by Aubrey Morel. She does beautiful sgraffito work, and also Monique from Bonaire. She is the sgraffito queen. So this is my first, like, just little foray into sgraffito. I got a long way to go, and I mean, I've done it a little bit before, but it's something I want to explore more in 2025. So anyway, I did little fox mugs because it's Christmas and people love foxes where I am. So just my studio clear inside. And then to here I had river birch, and then here I had Louisiana Bayou with just a tiny little bit of blue hydrangea. And I just did the same design for all 3 because I didn't want to spend hours on different designs. I was kind of trying to do some volume pieces. So this one I did not put clear on. So this is just the black on gold. and then scratch back at the greenware stage, leather hard stage. This one, I put clear on it, on the envelope. So this is clear inside. Then this is a dip in Coyote Turquoise Lake. And then the top, actually, I think I did it right to the top. And then I did a dip over that of Power Turquoise. And usually that would make it run, and it didn't. It was kind of a funny little line at the top. Not that I wanted a lot, because I was really worried it would run down into here. So then I put a tiny bit of flux on it and refired, and that turned out great. That turquoise lake is very stable. It doesn't move even on a refire. So that's good to know. And then the third one I did, this would be also the clear, mixing clear, Amico mixing clear. This is Pottery Supply House. I think it's red wine. I call it cranberry, but it's red wine. And then I did Twilight, just slightly overlapping 3 coats at the top. And then clear inside. So those turned out pretty cute, I think. I think they'll sell. And they say this, a couple of them say Believe on it. And then the other ones, one of them doesn't. It's just the fox. Okay. Just another little bowl in the cranberry. And then I put Archie's base. And then I put, I think a little of my Studio Blue on that. Just on the rim, just to see what would happen. But it's pretty subtle. I wouldn't probably worry about doing that again. Here's my soft aqua again that just ran like a bejeeber. So this was manganese on the top, and then just soft aqua with the sandstone inside. And the soft aqua, same as those bowls I showed you that had plucked. So I'll see if I can clean that up. We'll see. Sometimes it's easier because this glaze did not go black. Some of the glazes, depending what kind they are, when they drip down, they kind of turn black. You don't need to see that. So this was a refire with the cranberry. So it was my Studio Cranberry, and then with a good overlap of sangria. But there was it was smooth, but the color hadn't really gone even. So I fixed it and I refired it, not on stilts, and look. So I'll see if I can, I can clean it up, but it'll probably have to get sold as a second. Some of them clean up really lovely and some not so much. Here's the other one I did. And this one would be sangria again, but with, I think I put a little light flux. No, I put pearl white on the top. Just a little bit, just to add a little interest. So it's the Pottery Supply House red wine, sangria, pearl white. 'Tis the season for those colors, right? Okay, I'm not going to show it. I think I made 10 of these, but I'll just show you a few of them. So that would be that same Blue Grotto one I showed you in the oil pours. And they turned out lovely. So now I have to clean the bottoms and all these and get them priced and boxed up. And this is a PEI Guy mug, which I made a few of these. I have a ton of PEI Girl mugs made for this. So this is sandstone on the bottom, Mako sandstone, with slight overlap, 3 coats of Louisiana Bayou. And that turned out really nice. I like that. And the other PEI Guy mug would be my Temuku Gold with my Laguna Power Turquoise. Usually I put a little bit of seaweed on the top just for some variation in color, but I was really worried once again about it running, so I didn't bother. I just left it solid. And some people prefer that anyway, so it's good to have a mix. Okay, so I did 4 of this one. And this would be my Studio Green dipped, my Studio Blue dipped, so just a slight overlap. Then I did over the blue that was showing olive float, then with blobs of Mako light flux. So that is, come on, that's pretty. So I did 4 of those. They all turned out beautifully. The other thing I find is as I get closer to a sale, I start gravitating towards glaze combos that I can at least dip some of it, so I'm not painting, because it's such a time saver. So even though I'm still painting or brushing on olive float, the base is there, and I only do 1 coat of olive float because it's thick, thick, thick. Here's the last one. It's a nice little chubby mug. Yeah. I love this color combo. Okay, what else did I do? This is a classic for me. Once again, I was dipping because I had both these glazes in dipping form. So it's a Coyote Turquoise Lake, Norse Blue with a slight overlap, then a band of olive float, and then a band and blobs of seaweed. So you've seen this from me before. This is kind of like a classic, and just clear inside, and it's on speckled clay. And I think I did 4s of everything in most cases. And one more. Here we go. Yeah. So that's those. Then, now these I did brush on. So this would be Coyote Root Beer on the bottom, 3 good coats. Top would be, I did 1 coat of the base of Shipwreck, which I think is Peacock, I believe. So 1 coat of Peacock and then 2 coats of Shipwreck, and just overlapping slightly. So there's that one. And then I had 2 more in that, but I added, on these, I added flux where the glazes met, which is really quite pretty. So just to show you the difference, there's the difference between those. I think I like the flux better. What about you guys? So I did 2 of those. It's pretty. Love that root beer. And then the last, I don't think of anything down there. No. So the last combo I want to show you, and I've done this one before, but haven't done it in a little while. This is Pottery Supply House Purple Haze dipped, Coyote Turquoise Lake dipped, 1 coat of blue hydrangea over the turquoise lake, and then blobs of light flux. And I did 4 of those, different sizes, different colors, that kind of thing. This one's a nice shape. Yeah, so that's it. Just wanted to show you guys. Appreciate you watching. And if you like what you see, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. Feel free to buy me a coffee, link down below, or hit the super thanks button. See you next time.